Okay, now today we continue with the story of the book, The Power of the Spirit. And now it comes one day, so Freddy is having a severe stomach pains, and then so he couldn't bear it, and then he's been crying, saying like, stop it, please stop it, and I can't bear it. And then at that time, so Bruno wasn't available to see him. So his mom had brought a self-styled healer to the house, and a gentleman with snow-white hair, and a self-styled healer from Hungary. And then as soon as the healer entered Freddy's house, and then he said, there is a demon in this room. I can smell it. Who of you has already noticed who is being tormented by it? And then after that, the Hungarian healer so prescribed a strict vegetarian diet for the whole family, and also especially for Freddy. And then he was vegetarian since. That's just like a little story for Freddy. I come across like lots of people, some people, and then there was one day there's a couple, and then he told me like their parents like they practicing like they have Indian background, so and living in Fiji, and then their parents like always vegetarian because like they have their spiritual practice. So it's better to be a vegetarian, and then it could be like a vegan. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not saying like you should be a vegetarian or you should be a vegan. That's what they told me. So basically their parents like will remain a vegetarian, not eating meat, so not killing any animals, to remain in a spiritual practice. So this way, this kind of diet will the vegetarian diet will enhance their spiritual ability. And then some people, of course, like they just believe religiously. So, and some people was almost born vegetarian. So I have a friend of mine. She told me she's in her 60s now. Since she was very young age, 6, 7, and she couldn't swallow meat. And she just basically like told me like I was born a vegetarian. And also my wife, the same thing happened on her. When her dad tried to give her meat when she was a very young age, she vomited. So she was a born vegetarian anyways. I would say that. Her mom's vegetarian, and then her mom's mom is vegetarian. Because her religious practice, of course, my wife doesn't believe in like any religion, but she's still just born vegetarian. And often it has something to do with our past life too. So all these like souls carry on the experience and carry on the traits or the personalities, the characteristics from the previous lifetime or lifetimes, many lifetimes. So that explains why some people just born like a genius, like in piano, like a Mozart, like lots of like genius in arts, enjoying in like music. So you just from very very young age, like they could play some music instrument like fantastically. So and then how do you explain that? If you do not consider like the soul carry on the memories, the memories will manifest like into reality, into physical reality. So once we were born, and why like this person doesn't have the talent, or we just say, oh well, some random coincidence we can't explain. There's so many things we can't explain. We just simply say this is coincidence, and then well, this is such lazy thinking to me personally. So everything we can't explain, just coincidence, lucky, unlucky, fortune, unfortunate, or whatever. So basically, like that's my personal understanding with a vegetarian diet. So doesn't involve like a lot, doesn't involve meat or very small amounts of meat. So it's in health perspective, it's good for health and it's healthier. lifestyle, like life diet. And also like that happened on me, so because I'm largely a vegetarian, so as my body and my mind's getting better, stronger with my spiritual practice, which is I practice the teaching of Bruno Groning, so absorb God's divine healing energy. My desire of eating meat has decreased gradually over the years, because I used to be a meat eater, so I grew up like in a poor family in China, so eating meat is such a privilege, when I was little. So I growing up, like when I was a teenager and then in my early 20s or even late 20s, I eat lots of meat. I love, like, I used to love eating meat. But over the last few years, gradually, my body lost that kind of urge, or my body lost, or my taste bud lost the taste to the meat. And there's only certain meat these days I eat and I enjoy, and most of the meat I eat I don't enjoy. So maybe like if my mom cooks for me and I'll enjoy it. So I normally try to not force myself into believing anything or eating anything. I always saying like I keep working on the right path, a path of good. So I let nature take its own course. So that's what's happened. Uh, yes, there's a personal experience, and also lots of people they'll have their practice or believe like in being like a vegetarian or having vegetarian diet and just benefiting their spiritual practice. Of course, you can always like use yourself as a guinea pig to try different things, and then what works for your body, your mind, and spirit, and what does not work for you. So to me, it's a matter of follow your own heart, like what your heartfelt wish is, what your heartfelt like feeling is. So follow your gut feeling, basically follow your heart, your true feeling, and then this will lead you towards what's right. Okay, dear friends, have a good day.